Yes, it's dark, you can barely see me, and I look like a piece of shit, and I'm fine with all that, because that's how I feel anyway. I had my endoscopy done this morning, so I had to wake up at the ass crack of dawn, so I was already in a bad mood, and then I get there, and it's like, not even hospitals know how to deal with a quadriplegic. It's pathetic, and it makes me feel alienated, and like I'm some sort of freak. Like, they don't know how to use a Hoyer. They can't find a Hoyer. So I get there, and they're like, so can you walk at all so you can, like, get in the bed? No, I can't. Like, I'm not one of those lazy people in a wheelchair because I just feel like sitting in a wheelchair. I actually can't walk. So then they're like, oh, okay, well, what are we gonna do? And so then they grab 3 people. They're like, we're just gonna, like, lift you into the bed. I'm like, no, the fuck you're not gonna lift me into the bed. You're gonna find a Hoyer. That's why they put this goddamn Hoyer pad underneath me and made me sit with it all day. So they're like, oh, okay. And then it takes them like half an hour to find a Hoyer in a hospital. An entire it hurts my head even just talking about it. And so they get the Hoyer, and then they don't know how to work the Hoyer. None of them. It takes like 4 of them to figure out how the thing works. And then they're like, wait, the pad you have under you isn't the right kind of pad for the Hoyer that we have. Whoa, what do we do now? And somebody's like, can you use a slide board? I'm like, I'm a quadriplegic. Like, I have little to no strength in my upper body, and I can't move my lower body at all. And she's like, and like I offended her. Like, she didn't offend me. And then they're like, well, I guess we have to find a Hoyer pad that goes with our Hoyer. And they're like, but how are we gonna get it under her? And the aide that was with me is like, the same way that we got this one under her. Like, hello? Like, it's not fucking rocket science, but apparently it is, even in a hospital. So it takes them another 20 minutes to find a fucking Hoyer pad and get it underneath me. Then they can't figure out how the fucking stretchers don't allow the Hoyer bottom underneath the stretcher. So they have to, like, tip over the Hoyer to get me onto the bed. And finally I'm there, and by that time I was just a stark raving bitch. Like, I couldn't even help it. I don't care. Like, I just was mean to everyone. Fuck them. Like, are you kidding me? You don't know how to do anything. Like, are rehabs the only place that, like, know about quadriplegics or paraplegics or anything like that, for that matter? Like, they make me feel like a fucking freak for being in a wheelchair. And then they can't find a vein as usual, and they tell me that they are going to put me to sleep for the endoscopy, however you pronounce it. And I kept asking, you're sure you're gonna knock me out? You're sure you're gonna knock me the fuck out? I asked about 10 times, like 10 different people. They're like, yeah, we're gonna do that. So they bring me into the room for the endoscopy, and I'm like, okay, like, you have to knock me out or I will have the worst anxiety attack. They have me like gargle this numbing medicine and swallow it, which was disgusting. And then they start drugging me, and it's not doing anything, and I'm still wide awake, and they're like, well, oh well, and then they just start shoving this tube down my throat, like this giant metal fucking, this, I don't even, like this giant metal tentacle down my throat as I'm gagging, completely wide awake, and going, no, like, no, like, take it out. And so basically they just, like, raped me in my throat, and then afterwards I'm, like, sobbing, and they're like, oh, what's wrong? Really? What's wrong? Are you fucking kidding me? You just raped my throat, and, like, now I'm just having a panic attack, anxiety disorder, like, just freaking out and just sobbing, and they're all like, well, oh, we couldn't give you any more medicine. We were concerned about, how your body was going to react to any more medicine. I don't care. I would have rather died on the fucking table for an endoscopy than have you shove a giant metal tube down my throat while I'm gagging on it. Like, it was just like a long fucking, like, shower, one of those metal shower things that come off the wall. It was like, that's what it felt like, going down my throat. And that was like 2 minutes of hell as I'm like, like, sobbing, and they're just like, oh, well, oh, we're sorry, whatever, like, fuck you. And so, fuck St. Peter's, and fuck endoscopies, and fuck hospitals, because they are just all brain dead. Like, am I the only quadriplegic in existence? I don't understand. I'm just so over today, and I just can't even deal with it. Oh, God. So yeah, my endoscopy did not go as planned. Peace out, motherfuckers.